All right, so I wanted to try something a little different where I just talk about something, a topic that just kind of comes to me, something I'm just reflecting on. And one thing I've been thinking about recently is when I watch YouTube videos, right? So I'm trying to learn something from the videos, and I'm watching some of these fire departments, and they show up, and I guess the best way to describe it is frantic. They seem like it's as if they haven't gone to a fire before. And I know we don't go to fires all the time, but a lot of times we've gone to enough over the years where we have a general idea of how they go, and we practice, we train, and we should be ready, right? And but you see these fire companies, they show up, and I mean, they're doing just running around, throwing hose everywhere, just kind of running back and forth, coats unbuckled, grabbing tools, throwing tools in the front yard, struggling, masking up, and just kind of running around. And you're just like, what is going on, man? I mean, is this what you've practiced to? It's probably not. It's probably um, that adrenaline or whatever it is, or just being overwhelmed and just letting the fire and the situation push you in a direction instead of controlling that and knowing that you're prepared for it. And then you watch these other videos, and it's places, typically, not always, but typically, that have a good amount of fire duty. And sometimes I think maybe this is because they're tired, because maybe they've run another fire, but you see them show up, and they show up and it's smooth. They know what they got. They got a fire. They know they have to get, their supply lines in place if it's somewhat significant. Get that, maybe a deck gun up and going, or maybe it's just a hand line. They get that hand line in service. They pull it up there. There's not a lot of running back and forth. They go right into masking up, not running around. Someone's carrying a ladder, throws the ladder. They look like I mean, I guess as if they're like painters. And what I'm saying is, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about being lazy or lackadaisical or not caring, but they understand how to pace themselves, which I think is important. You have this frantic operation here, contrasted by this deliberate, smooth, focused operation where they're pacing themselves. They know it's going to be, a little bit of a longer sprint. They're not going to be doing this like they're not running a marathon, but they also know they can't just go crazy in the first 2 or 3 minutes. They got to go through the steps and do what they have to do as far as their assignment, their job. So I thought that was something interesting for take a look at that. Go look at some of these videos on YouTube and look at the videos that these companies are frantic and running around, and they're easy to find, and then find some where they're smooth. And a lot of times good places to start getting ideas are places like Detroit or some other place, that has a good amount of fire duty. Or sometimes there's these volunteer fire departments that put some good stuff out on YouTube, and you see them and they're smooth. There's some of these small towns that get a good amount of fires. Contrast those, look at those, and then decide who you want to be. Do you want to be the frantic fire department, or do you want to be the smooth and deliberate fire department? And then think about yourself. What do you need to do? How good do you need to be at the skills? The better you are at the skills, the more confident you have a grasp and can do the skills, then you can focus on what's in front of you and what needs to be done. And you're not thinking about each step, but you're thinking about the problem in front of you and how you need to tackle that.